Hey everybody, welcome to another RC-Junky video. Hope everyone's enjoying the channel and some of the previous videos. This is just a very quick setup of a little test of my Beier SFR-1 using my ServoNaut front and rear lights for the Volvo FH16. Hopefully they'll all stay in shot there. Just trying to get this all in. I've just used a bit of cardboard to try and hide some of the wiring. The wiring is just using a chop block just to get some basic connections. I've connected the original harness up here for the front lights, and I've made my own ribbon cable rear harness for the rear lights. This cable here is going off to the PC for the USB connection. This is the speaker connection here, which does come with the kit, but you do need to buy your own speaker. So I have here a 8 ohm speaker that I brought from Tamiya, actually, online. Linked to that I have my Turnigy TGY i6S radio using a TGY i6C receiver. You can just about see it down here. Now I'm only using the little tiny receiver because I'm using the actual S-bus signal, so I only need one cable from there into the S-bus input here, which is this connector here, which I believe is number 6.2, which is the same connector you would use for the Bluetooth adapter. So I've got this set up. I'm going to do a very quick demo of some of the things you can and can't do, or say can't do. There's very few things you can't do, but some of the things you can do with this unit. So initially I have this set up on my radio here. I use these numbers just as a reminder. Now I have this as a start function set on this switch here, so I'm just going to shift this out of frame a little bit, just so that I can get the whole controller in shot with the lights. There we go. This servo here I have connected to the servo number 1 output. So there is a steering servo output which is down here. This is servo number 1, so I'm going to be using this for the 3-speed gear change that's on the Tamiya trucks. So I've linked this to the servo 1 output, and I've signed a sound to it that just comes with the unit, and it's more of a door closing sound, but I find it probably works for a gear shift sound. And I'm sorry if you can hear rain in the background, but it's just starting to chuck it down with rain here. So let me just start off by starting the unit up. So I have this switch here enabled, so you'll see that when this starts up it flashes the lights. You get a light flickering effect. And I've also assigned the volume up and down function to this rotary dial that's on the back of the controller here. So if I hold this up, the volume will increase. If I hold it down, the volume will decrease. Now you can do it also in little pulse inputs, so I have it as the short signal as being volume down, as well as the hold, so I can do very quick little flicks to go up and little bits to go down. So hopefully that's loud enough and not too loud that it's drowning out my voice on the video. So as I said, I have this servo here. It's just a very cheap servo I had laying around just as a little test function. And I've set it to this switch here. So I've assigned channel 7 on my radio to switch C, I believe this is here. And I've then assigned a sound to this function here. So when this servo operates, and at the moment it's in second gear, which is in the middle position, it goes up, you get that chunk sound. So I was hoping was the sound of somebody changing the gear. I'll just do it a little bit louder volume. So that's just one of the functions. So the other thing you can do with the Beier unit is you can assign up to several light functions assigned to the switch. So at the moment I have my running lights running, so that's the little tick here. So I have this switch here set on 4 positions. So we have an off, we have side lights or running lights as they call it, then dip beam, then main beam, and then the 4th function is off. You can assign up to 6 steps, so you could have 6 sets of lights going. So you could do side light, dip beam, main beam, front fogs, roof lights, or you could do side lights and roof lights, or you could do side lights and roof lights, turn off the roof lights and go on to dip beam with the roof lights back on, and then main beam on its own. So you can have 6 steps. So as an example, if I step this up, I've got this set in the middle position, so an up is an on and a down is an off. So if I go up 1, I'm now running lights. So you can see I have my side lights on the rear and my little ticks have gone bright, so I'll just turn them off and on. And the next step is dip beam. So you can see it has the xenon effect of when they start up, you get the flash and then the brightness increases. So the next step is main beam. So I can flick that on, off, on, off. So I can have like a main beam flash because that's my last function. So that's dip, main off. Now if I hold this switch in the up position, it will turn my front fog lights on, back to normal, doesn't affect any of the other lights. Go down to the rear position and I get my rear fog lights. So I can now have my front fogs, my driving lights, my dip beam, and I have my side markers running as well. So let me just turn the rear fogs off, and we'll turn the front fogs off as well, and we go back to running lights. So the nice function about the Beier unit is you can assign turning lights or cornering lights. So on here I do not have my servo plugged into the output number 2, so you'll get no servo sound. But this is assigned as my steering. There's a lot of people who have it in mode 2, I believe. Throttle on this side and steering on this side. Could be wrong, could be the other way around. So if I turn left, you can see that my left turning light comes on. If I hold it, it stays on. If I let it go, it goes out, which is a really nice effect. The turning lights. You can also assign the turning lights to a fog light, so you can have your fog lights. If you've only got one set of lights, but you like turning lights, you can have the turning lights in normal operation. You can also assign them to be the fog light. So when they're on as a fog light, you won't get the turning light function. So you can have that as an additional function. So my indicators I have on this roller here. So I have my volume on this rocker, and I have my indicators on this one. So I don't like the fact that when you turn left on the Tamiya kits, it always turns your indicators on. I prefer to have my turn signals or indicators when I'd like them to be on. So if I hold this down to the left, I will get 5 flashes of turn signals, and because I have the ServoNaut unit, you can see I get the pulse through here. That's the headlight, and this is the side marker light. It does have like a little clear bar that goes on here. I just haven't put it on yet. So if I go for the right hand side, left hand side, and I can have with cornering lights. No, I've got mine set up so that when I'm going reverse, it plays the reversing beeper and flashes a hazard, as if you're reversing a trailer or you're reversing into a parking space. So as example, if I pull back on the stick now, we get the reverse lights and the hazard lights, front and rear. Let me just turn the volume down, just in case the beeping is too loud. So for reverse, I don't know if you notice, when I come to a stop, my brake lights come on for 5 seconds and then go off. So if I go forward, I now only have this set as 1 speed. You can set gear steps or increments. And when you brake, you get the brake lights on, and when it's at rest, it goes down to brake lights off. Now I have this switch here set up for hazards, which gives me all 4 hazards, but without the beeping. And the standard setup gives you additional functions. So on here we have horn. Let me just go the little volume up. And because you can assign, a bit like dual rates, you can assign, say, a 50% movement and a 100% movement. You can apply 4 functions to one stick. So as an example, we have horn here, which is more of a ship style air horn, or more of a that's probably more ship sound than that one. But if I move to 50%, you get that one. So you can have, say, 4 sounds on one stick here. So I do not have anything assigned to this control at the moment. I could assign again a 50% and 100%, 50% and 100%, so I could assign 4 more functions to there. So that's just to go back. We have side lights, dip beam with xenon effect, main beam off, hold, front fog, hold rear fog. So we have rear fog, reverse light indicators, brake and fog. We can shut the engine off and the lights will stay on. We can also set it so that the lights go out here, but we could sit with our hazards on without the engine running. So if you're parked, you can certainly park from there. You can also assign a cold start sound, so I could do it that when I flick the switch briefly I get a cold start sound rather than a start and engine on. At the moment I get a starter and a run, which is a warm sound, a warm start sound, sorry. So I think that's pretty much it as a little quick sort of 10-minute demo. So say there are 2 servo outputs, and you can actually do steps. You can assign step functions, you can set speed, you can make this operate slowly, you can get this to return to 0 when not in function, so you could get it to move something very slowly and then move it back when you finish. So you could certainly use it for, say, retractable legs, where you could run a motor or run a servo to pull the legs up, and then when there's no function, when there's no input, you can let them go again. So you could assign that to here, so that will be your legs up, and when you let go they will go all the way up and then they come all the way back down again, or vice versa, it goes from down to in up. You could assign it to there as well. So hopefully you've enjoyed the little video. Please do like and subscribe and sign up for any other future videos. Let me just turn this down, and we're leave with a little call to and I'll see you next time. So please like and subscribe and sign up for more videos. Thanks for watching.